I'm trying to remember. I don't remember, but I remember. You remember he was
We had two big glass windows this way.
Yeah, on the north side.
Yes.
Because your watch always did it. You did it between it. Yeah. Carl Wilson. He liked old James. Another one of our checkmaster, James, all the time. Right. Carl Wilson made them. Really? He owns several of those.
He's got the barber shop now.
Good morning. Good morning. I am here myself a late one. I don't know if it's morning or not.
Get your deer yet?
No, sir. I tried 4 weekends in a row, but I didn't get one.
Just a photographer this year, huh?
Hey, I saw lots of deer. I just didn't have the opportunity. But I had a good season. Linda said that she's been muzzle loading her alternative weapon this weekend.
You sound like my uncle, but I'm not fishing. I catch every one. Where's the dynamite?
Open weekend, it's drifting rain. I've got 6 o'clock. Anybody heard of Bobby?
That's what you said last time.
Yes. I've got 6 o'clock, so let's go ahead and get started. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That's Jason Stewart. Could you do some prayer, please?
Thank you, please. Heavenly Father, come with this time, Lord. We thank you for this day. Thank you, God, for our city. Thank you, Lord, for this council. We pray, Lord, you keep your hand upon the council as we make decisions for the city, Lord. Keep your hand upon our police, fire safety, and soldiers abroad. We ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. I'll call the meeting to order by asking Ms. Toddy for a roll call, please.
Brett Parker. Here. Bonnie Winkles. Kara Roach. Here. Tammy Slinker. Here. Ernie Link.
Here.
Jason Stewart.
Here.
Linda Smith. Hazel Riley. Donnie England.
Here.
Dee Wood. Here.
We have a quorum. You have a copy of the minutes in your packet from the November meeting. You can have to look over them, and I'll entertain a motion to. Opposed, no. All right. Report is approved. Department reports. Chief Redmond.
We had a great month this month, culminating last week with a second place win for our closing parade. People really worked hard on it, and doesn't give away too little police cars to some very deserving kids. And we love this time of year. Christmas festival was a huge success this year, and I want to commend the New Community and the old community house. Christmas tree lighting. Like I said, I love this time of year. Spirit, Christmas. We're looking forward to the end of the year and getting brand new started. So, we still have any questions for me?
Anybody from the fire department? Mr. Fagan?
I don't have much. I love the Christmas season. We've got lights up and balls hung, and I know all the nights are not working. We've got crews that's working on that. Whether it gets done or not, that's up to the electric company. But we just do what we can do. Have something else on my mind? Other than, I started to say my employees, but your employees appreciate the raise and the one-time bonus or whatever we call that. But anyway, they definitely appreciate it and wanted me to pass that along to y'all. Other than that, if you've got any questions, I'll answer them. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Fagan. Mr. Campbell.
Hi, Mayor and Council. How are you guys? The main thing that we've been working on is water issues, and we've got a couple of grants in the last month or two that have really cleared up what else needs to be accomplished. And not just best practices with water, but how to find money for it. And the mayor can give you maybe his full report of it, but I wanted to tell you that she has ideas such as using Painway as a way to get rural resources, development grants, funding, and I think after we talked, Mayor, we pretty much agree, and we have discussed this, but we pretty much are clear that we can use both the federal and state funding, and then go for, if we need it, we can go for congressional outlay, which shouldn't be hard. And I'm going to tell you some of the politics that's going on right now in D.C. And I was telling the mayor that everybody over there is telling me that there's a lot of moving vans in and out of D.C. right now. So I would suspect a lot of these departments aren't doing a whole lot of work, but they are. The good news is that Adam Terry Group, the Livingston Group, the people that I work with, and they are natives of Louisiana. Robert Livingston was a congressman from Louisiana, and they are now kind of running both the Senate and the House. They know the House Speaker, Mike Johnson, very well. They know Steve Scalise. Adam is old buddies with his chief of staff. So we not only have our representatives, we have the connections to the people in charge in those departments, and we're looking for that to make hay for us this year. So we're going to look for, in addition to every grant opportunity that comes around, we're looking for appropriations that we can hopefully get from Congress. Time will kind of unveil what we're going to do. I thought for a minute we had some opportunities with some last-minute grants that the Biden administration pushed out because they were afraid that they would lose this funding that was planned would go away. So they pushed it out. But what they've done is now, rather than give it to new seekers, they're giving it to people that they kind of passed on in previous rounds. So what we're counting on now is the next step for us with D.C. is finding out who really are going to be the congressional liaisons to the different departments. And all that means is somebody that knows somebody is going to be the conduit. And we have people that will easily, quickly catch into them. And when we fill out a grant, we will know we'll be working along with the people. We won't be crossing our fingers. We won't be filling out a grant and crossing our fingers. We will be filling out a grant and having somebody kind of escort it along the way and clear up whatever else needs to be done. So does that pretty much cover it?
I have a question.
Yes.
Did you say in the beginning that we received a couple of grants, or we've applied for a couple of grants?
We have received a couple of
Maybe
grants.
you may have told me, I may not remember.
Yeah, water grants. You got one from the DRA.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and then you got one recently from, that was the state, right?
We've got the EDA grant first,
Yeah.
and then we got the DRA.
DRA.
That we discussed it tonight.
Was that something we were already working on, or something that?
Yeah,
you
those
worked
are
on?
the ones that we had already been working on. And of course, with the PAPDD, is helping us with those. I'll talk about a small grant that we got that will help bring it on some, and we've got some others that we're looking at as well.
So basically, you haven't actually applied for any yet, you're just looking into.
No, but what we've done is with these grants, now we can identify where to hone in because there's so many water needs that's kind of all over the place, and trying to figure out what grants. It's like the world's most awful jigsaw puzzle. But now it's not, because we know what we've got. You're going to build a water treatment facility. You've got money for connections on the lines, so we know what else we need and we know how to go for it. And one of the ways is through Ms. Dixon's office, which is the state. The state gets. Did we go over earmarks last time I was here?
You had mentioned earmarks and how they're.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. It's called congressional. Now I'm losing the word myself, but appropriations. But that's all they are is earmarks. The states divide them up. Arkansas is a 1.9% state, so the water department will get 1.9% of all the money available for them. I think it's going to come to $9 million that they can pass out within the state of Arkansas. We've got our hand up. There will be some legislation that we're watching closely in the Arkansas legislature. If it is approved, boom, we're going to be ready to hit, because it will mean that the legislature, the Arkansas legislature, is allowing some new things to be done with water resources. And the big concern nationally is lead in the pipes. We don't know whether we have lead, but we don't know that we don't in maybe some small areas. Am I speaking out of turn, James?
No,
Is that true?
you're good.
Okay.
I don't think that we're going to have a big issue with lead,
Right.
but I don't know that for sure.
Okay. So, but that's why they have a whole lot of money anyway out there for water facilities. They're really trying to push that right now. So hopefully that will lead to good things, because our need matches what they want to give money to.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right.
And it's kind of principle when you're talking about the lead, the state, or actually the federal government is going to require everyone to run tests to find if there's lead pipes being used. And if they are, then they have to, if I'm not mistaken, James, you correct me, but I think if they find lead pipes, they have to be replaced. And so we have to send out a note or a letter or something telling the customers that there is a possibility of lead in their pipes. Now, I have found out today, and we're going to put it on our next water bill, that we can actually put it on the water bill, a note on the water bill. Save us some postage and save us in a lot of other stuff. If we just put it on the water bill, it goes out, and that covers us. It covers our responsibility for what they
So
tell us
it's
we
the
have.
customer's responsibility to fix their pipes.
Depends on where it's at.
Okay.
That went out on the water bill this month.
Oh, it did?
It's on the water bill this month, yes.
On the one fixing to go out.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I talked to Don about that.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're going to have that.
And basically all it says, if your house was built before 1986, you may have lead piping, and gives a link to go to the government's website to look at it and see.
Yeah.
So when our inventory was completed, most of what ours was listed as unknown. And so we'll have another 2 years to determine, but they'll have to be dug up, exposed, customer side and our side. And then a lot going on about the replacement, whether it's really going to be required or not. If there's lead there, my understanding is at this point in time, if there's lead there on the customer side and they choose not to replace theirs, we don't have to. But if they replace theirs, then we have to. But again, I don't anticipate that we're going to have a huge problem. The biggest problem I think we're going to face is getting the inventory done to identify it all, because that means digging them all up.
And there's also the outside possibility that President Trump goes in and says, this is a bunch of long interest on the houses, we're not going to follow that.
They just drink the lead.
Well, honestly, and I would like to address that a little bit more, because it is a big issue across the country, and I get that, and I'm not knocking it. I know that some systems have a lot of problem with lead in their water. EPA coming in and making all water systems make this mandatory for this service line inventory to me is above and beyond anything it should have ever become. We have had to do lead and copper testing for years. We're on a reduced schedule. We only have to pull those samples every 3 years. We have no issues with lead or copper. And so because of that, I think that they ought to be able to look at that and say, if there's systems are not having a problem, they get out. If there's a problem, they need to address that. And I get that. But pass this mandate down for every water system in the country, to me, is just, and so I'm like you. I'm hoping that the new administration will look at some of those things and say, no, we're not going to go to that extreme. We're putting too big of a burden on, it comes down to the customer, to all of our customers. Anyway, hopefully, but we'll see.
And I want to go ahead and bring it up since we weren't talking about it, just kind of let y'all be informed, you know, if somebody asks you, hey, what's this on my water bill, what's that all about? You know, you'll have an answer to give them. So, we're continuing to work on that, as we roll through, also the water rate, you know, we have to have a water rate study done by June or July of 2026. When that water rate study is done, I'm sure that our rates are going to go up, and it's going to be state mandated. It's not us, it's going to be state mandated. You know, they're going to get mad at me, but I have no control over it. It's 100% state required. So that's where we're at on that. And that'll be by June of 26th, I believe. So anyway, anybody have any more questions about that? All right, real quick, kind of mentioned earlier, Brandy applied for a small grant, and her first one, and she got it.
Yay, good.
So she's well on her way to start doing bigger stuff. She had some help with Bill, and it was an equipment grant for sports. It's a 2-year grant. They get it 4 times a year. They can go in and whatever equipment, uniforms, or whatever is in the pot, they can get that. They can request that and get that equipment. They do it 4 times a year, 8 for 2 years. So that's it's not a whole lot, but $1 is more than that. So, and I'm proud of Brandy for that, and appreciate Bill kind of giving her some guidance on that. So that's a good thing. And also, speaking about Debbie Dixon, we discussed the connecting the water lines, the Trumann rural water lines to the Paneway water lines, putting a water tower in Paneway with a what was that called?
Booster pump.
Booster pump. And I took Debbie down there and showed her all of that, what we had. Here's the thing. Some people say, why are we worried about Paneway? Well, number one, we own the water. That's one reason why. But the other thing is we get this booster pump in, we get this tower put in, we get our connections made. If we have an issue, we can open those valves up and move water back to us. So it's going to help us either way. If they have an issue, we can open the valves and we can feed them. If the power goes out in the same way, we can feed them water and they won't be without water. Plus that tower will be there and give them extra water as well. So it's going to be a win-win both directions once we get that done. And Debbie, when I showed all this to her, she said that showing what she has seen and everything that she knows, and a very knowledgeable woman, she said it's very possible that we could get a forgivable loan on that, which means basically like a grant, just call it something different. But it's very possible we can get that. So we're looking into that pretty heavy. Bill's going to help us with that, along with James and Wayne Memory, and maybe even what's your name? Donnie. Maybe Donnie and his guys may help us some as well. So anyway, just kind of fill you in on where we're at on that stuff. We don't get to talk much together anymore. So ward reports.
I'm getting a lot of complaints about dogs. I know we're issuing that, but it's about calls.
Yeah, we've had the complaints well before I ever took office. The problem is we've got a dog kennel, a dog pound that stays full. And now we have been taking care of them, but as soon as we get the dog pound cleaned up a little bit, gets full right back again. If you get a call about a dog, you can either tell them to call the police department, or you can call the police department for them either way, and they'll contact the dog catcher, and she'll go out and try and get them. And I don't know what y'all heard, if you've heard anything, but I'm gonna tell you right now, she is doing an excellent job. She can do much with what she's got, and if she don't have a place to put a dog, she can't just go pick it up here at home. Although she's done that time or two, and but she is doing a good job.
So we try to adopt them there, if nobody finds it, or to keep them for someone. We have a page that shows that.
There is a Facebook page.
Okay.
So who's supposed to have often? I haven't noticed much.
I don't know. I don't know the page that I look for dogs, but I probably need to look at it once in a while. I'll ask her about it, and or Chief Brendan can ask her about it.
We've got a few rescue guys that have come in a lot more often than were recently. Worst part about it is this time of year, Christmas time, it seems everybody gets dogs. And January, February, they don't want to take care of those dogs, so they don't run the street. So we get pretty heavy during the winter time, but the rescues are starting to help us a lot more. But I will give order about maybe having a dog a week or something, adoption, if we can adopt some dogs out. So I'll ask her about some of that.
Anything else? All right. Now we'll go to unfinished business. You're going to see on your agenda that it says Resolution 1259. That is not the case. We took care of that last month. But I've added this as unfinished business. It's not added to the agenda. I guess it's just that's where I put it. Instead of putting it at the end of my speech. Donnie Chambers of Performance Services is here. He was here with us last meeting, and we voted to move forward with the water meter project, and he's here just to give us a report on what they've got so far.
You guys haven't had any complaints from residents, right? Any meters at school? Excellent. So right now we're testing the meters. They were picked up yesterday. We started on December 3rd, pulling the meters that were tested in the statistically valid sample. I'm really glad to hear that there were no complaints from residents. I've been checking in with Director Pagan. Nobody's called.
We probably won't hear from them because all of these are out in the county, they're not the cities.
Yeah, well, it's important to us. We want everybody to be really happy. We know it's a community disruption. We did have those meters picked up and shipped off to the tester yesterday. We installed meters out of the current inventory, so those old meters are done. That saves some work for Director Pagan. They just need to be commissioned into the AMI system. We're hoping to have feedback by the end of the month, no later than early January. And once we get that accuracy testing back, I'll be out here talking to Megan, going over that very transparently. There's nothing to hide. And that'll tell us how much savings is available for the project. I've already talked to Mayor Woods. I'm working with our team to get a draft of what the construction contract would look like, and to get that in Jimmy's hands and Mayor Woods' hands, so they can be reviewing that. That way, if you move forward, your attorney and everybody will have a chance to look at it. Other than that, our goal is to be back out in January to share those results with you. You know how the holidays are, though. The testing facilities could come back and say we're overloaded and it might be February, but I'll be out here each month until we got results, give you updates. Any questions? No. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. On new business, and first up is Resolution 1267. Last month, after discussion, requested I separate the resolution from COLA, which is the cost of living adjustment and vehicle expense, and 1267 is the resolution for the COLA for the mayor's position. And I'll ask Ms. Toddy to read the resolution, and we can have discussion if we're having discussion.
Resolution 1267, 2024, establishing a cost of living raise for the mayor. whereas the City Council of Trumann, Arkansas recognizes the importance of maintaining fair and competitive compensation for the mayor to ensure the continued effective and dedicated service to the residents of Trumann, and whereas in response to rising living costs, the City Council has determined that an increase in the mayor's annual compensation in the form of a cost of living adjustment, COLA, of 3.2%, which is the national COLA rate, is warranted and is recommended by the City of Trumann Finance Committee. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Trumann, Arkansas, Section 1, that effective January 1st, 2025, the mayor shall receive a cost of living adjustment, a COLA of 3.2% to the current base salary. Section 3, this resolution shall become effective upon its passage and approval by the Trumann City Council, passed and approved this in day of December 2024.
And obviously, you can see that should be in section 2 instead of 3. Need a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve. Second.
Cindy Wood made a motion to approve. Tammy Slinker, and now any discussion? If not, a roll call vote, please. Ms. Toddy?
Brett Barker.
For.
Bonnie Winkles, absent. Kara Roach. 4. Tammy Slinker. 4. Ernie Lane.
4.
Jason Stewart.
4.
Linda Smith is absent. Hazel Raleigh absent. Donna England.
4.
Cindy Wood. 4.
Thank you all, I appreciate that. Future mayor, will do. Next one is Resolution 1268. This is the second half of the resolution from last month to approve mayor's vehicle allowance to move from $6,000 per year to $8,000 per year. Again, this has not been adjusted in many years. I think Jason said he thought it may be 14 years or so. With the cost of fuel, maintenance, repair on vehicles going up like it has, I feel like this would be a fair adjustment. And I do believe that even with that, it's going to be less than either paying mileage or buying a vehicle and paying insurance and wear and tear and mileage and everything on that. I don't just go to the office and sit all day, every day. I'm out and about, just like Ms. Dixon, Mr. Jonesboro to a meeting. We left Jonesboro, we come down here, we're all over Paneway, all over Trumann, looking for things to help us get money or try to get money. So there is a lot of driving in that, on that. So I guess before we go into discussion, I'll ask Ms. Toddy if she'll read Resolution 1268, please.
A resolution authorizing an increase in the mayor's vehicle allowance for the City of Trumann, Arkansas. Whereas the mayor of the City of Trumann, Arkansas currently receives a vehicle allowance of $6,000 annually to cover costs associated with the use of a personal vehicle for official city business, and whereas the Finance Committee has reviewed and recommended an increase in the mayor's vehicle allowance by $2,000 per year, raising the annual allowance to $8,000 in order to more accurately reflect current vehicle-related expenses. And whereas the proposed increase in the mayor's vehicle allowance has been included in the approved 2025 budget for the City of Trumann, and whereas this increase is deemed to be in the best interest of the city and necessary to support the mayor in the performance of official duties. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Trumann, Arkansas. 1. The mayor's vehicle allowance shall be increased from $6,000 annually to $8,000 annually. 2. This increase shall take effect on January 1st, 2025. 3. This resolution shall be enforced in effect from and after its passage.
Do I hear a motion to approve?
Second.
Jason Stewart made a motion to approve. Ernie Link second. Any discussion? If not, roll call vote, please. Ms. Toddy.
Brett Parker.
4.
Bonnie Winkles absent. Kara Roach. Against. Tammy Slinker. 4. Ernie Lane.
4.
Jason Stewart.
4.
Linda Smith and Hazel Riley absent. Donnie England.
4.
Cindy Wood.
4.
And again, same as thank you, and the next mayor will be okay with it. All right, the next one on the list is what we were talking about earlier with the DRA grant. We need this is a resolution to allow us to take out, no, I'm the wrong one. Allow us to, as our part of the match to the $2 million EDA grant for pure water tank, this resolution allows me to do the paperwork and sign for the $762,000 DRA grant that was awarded to us. This is just kind of a formality where they have to have this resolution on file showing y'all approve of me signing the paperwork and all for this grant. Ms. Dottie, would you read the resolution, please?
A resolution authorizing the mayor to accept the Delta Regional Authority grant to be used in conjunction with an EDA grant to build a new clear water tank and treatment plant for the city of Trumann. Whereas the DRA was created by Congress by the Delta Regional Authority Act of 2000 as amended as a federal-state partnership now comprised of 52 counties and parishes within 8 states of Alabama, Arkansas, Illinois, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, and Tennessee, in order to remedy severe and chronic economic distress by stimulating economic development and partnerships that will have a positive impact on the Delta region's economy. Whereas the City of Trumann, Arkansas, acting by and through the City Council, proposes to apply for an award with the RA for the fiscal year 2024 federal program cycle, and whereas a motion was seconded by to provide additional in the amount of $2,013,000 to said award, which carried unanimously by voice vote and was recorded on the minutes. And whereas the DRA requires that the person be designated, appointed, and given the authority to perform certain duties in the administration of said award for and on behalf of the City of Trumann, Arkansas. And whereas the City Council met in regular session on December 10, 2024. I need to read all these names.
No, I don't think.
Whereas a motion was made by and was seconded by to designate and appoint Mayor J. Paul Woods to perform all duties in the administration of said award, which carried unanimously by voice vote and was recorded in minutes. And whereas a motion was made by and seconded by in that the event of an administrative change, the new mayor shall continue to have such authority under this resolution. Now therefore be it resolved that by the City Council of the City of Trumann, Arkansas as follows, that Mayor J. Paul Woods be and is hereby designated and appointed to perform on behalf of the City of Trumann, Arkansas, and has the authority to make those acts and assume any and all duties in dealing with the award with DRA for the fiscal year 2024 federal award program cycle, and that Mayor J. Paul Woods is hereby authorized to execute and submit any and all documents, including but not limited to applications, award closing documents, requests for funds, status reports to DRA for the fiscal year 2024 federal award program cycle, and that the City of Trumann, Arkansas agrees to provide additional funds in the amount of $2,013,000 to said award, and that in the event of the administration change, the new mayor shall continue to have such authority under this resolution.
I know this resolution kind of looks like a put the cart before the horse, just another horse before the cart. No, cart before the horse, I'd rather put it. But this was the way they sent it, and I just kind of fixed it where it fit us. But anyway, we'll fill in those blanks by whoever does this. I will entertain a motion to approve this resolution. Donnie England made a motion to approve. The second. Jason Stewart, second. Any? I do want to point out, in case you have a question, it says that the city agrees to provide additional funds in the amount of $2,013,000. That $2,013,000 is the EDA award grant that we got. That's all part of it. So, that, we'll get that sent in the morning. And next up is resolution number 1270. This is a resolution to allow us to take out supplemental insurance for firefighters. This insurance will essentially cost the city $20 per firefighter per year. I'll ask Mr. Toddy to read this resolution. He'll pretty much explain the insurance to you. But if we need discussion after that time, we can discuss it. And I can go over a little detail. Ms. Toddy, please read the
A resolution to approve funding for the supplemental insurance coverage for full and part-time firefighters through the Arkansas Municipal League. Whereas the City of Trumann recognizes the vital contributions and sacrifices made by its firefighters in protecting the lives and property of its citizens, and whereas the city is committed to ensuring the safety, well-being, and financial security of its full and part-time firefighters in the event of injury or death in the line of duty, and whereas the Arkansas Municipal League offers a supplemental insurance policy at a cost of $20 per firefighter annually, providing additional financial protection beyond standard workers' compensation coverage, and whereas this supplemental insurance includes the following benefits. 1. Weekly indemnity payments. A total weekly indemnity payment equal to the statutory maximum temporary total disability benefit allowed under the Arkansas Workers' Compensation Law, payable for up to 52 weeks or until a firefighter is no longer eligible for temporary total disability benefits, whichever is shorter if injured while performing duties for the Trumann Fire Department. 2. Death benefit. A $10,000 death benefit payable to the eligible dependents if the firefighter's death results from a compensable workers' compensation claim, in addition to funeral expenses as provided by Arkansas Workers' Compensation Law. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Trumann, Arkansas, Section 1, the City Council hereby approves and authorizes funding for supplemental insurance coverage for all full and part-time firefighters through the Arkansas Municipal League at the rate of $20 per firefighter per year. Section 2, the Mayor and Finance Director are authorized to take all necessary action to enroll eligible firefighters in the supplemental insurance program and ensure timely payment of premiums. Section 3, this resolution shall take effect immediately upon its adoption.
Do I hear a motion to approve? Motion. Hank made a motion. Brett Parker second. Any discussion? Any questions other than pass what's in the resolution?
Just a general question. How many firefighters?
Council, thank you for all you have done. Thank you for what you continue to do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Excellent.
I've got one for Linda also, and then I've got our new council members' tags up here, so y'all be ready to go when we move in. Yeah. All right, and with that, I will give the mayor's report. First of all, I want to thank those involved with the Christmas Festival. All of you did a great job as usual, and it is greatly appreciated. The citizens appreciate you taking your time to do this each year, and make it clear, these folks do this on their own. This is not part of my office or the city government. This is something that they do on their own, and it is appreciated. We've got several here that helped in that. You are to be commended, and we do commend you for that. The Chamber of Commerce once again knocked it out of the park with this year's Christmas parade. It was even bigger than last year's, and I know we were close to the front of the parade, and by the time we got stuck fried chicken, I heard the police officers on the radio say the last car is pulling out of the parking lot.
Oh, my goodness.
So that'll give you an idea of how long it was. So, and that was awesome. Yeah, and so that was great. All of you involved in that are to be commended as well. Thank you, Bob Side and the Chamber, for doing that and making that reach. I spoke with Courtney Nance today. She's with the APD, and talked about her earlier. She is working to get the clear water tank grant moving along. Again, these grants are not just, okay, we got the grant to start working. We can't do that. In fact, the unfortunate truth is if our water tank collapsed today, and we started working on a new water tank, there's a very large chance we'd lose both of those grants at $22.7 million. Because you're not supposed to, you can't start on a project until they approve you to actually get started on it physically. So we're pushing this through as fast and hard as we can, and Corey's doing a really good job with that, and we appreciate her and the PAPD for that. Also, I got an email from Patrick Holly with RDOT requesting some information on our utility move on Highway 69. I think that may have been a little bit from, I called one of our legislators, and he kind of put a bit of fire on them a little bit. We've been waiting for how many years to get 69 highway widened. Yeah, and I can tell you, we've been waiting. We've had the cost estimates and everything ready, waiting on them to approve it so that we could go ahead and start moving utilities. And they just kind of drove their feet and wouldn't give us an approval. So today, or yesterday, we got the email asking for this information. They wanted it ASAP. So,
And I don't mean to interrupt, but I saw where Wayne sent it to you today. Yeah, they got it.
Wayne Minton sent that to them today, and we were thinking that the information they had was the state was to pay 83%, we would pay 17%. It's actually 86% or 14%. We'll only have to pay 14% if it's approved. If RDOT approves that. So anyway, we're moving along with that. Hopefully that is an indication that Highway 69 is they're fixing to and actually do something to get that going. It's going to be a mess for a while, but the outcome hopefully is going to be a very big plus for all.
It's getting worse every day.
Yeah, I know it. So anyway, city basketball season is getting underway. If you get a chance, stop by the PRC building and watch a game or two over the next couple of months.
Was there last night? My grandson played.
There you go.
The bleachers are in there.
Yeah. I'm telling you, these kids are fun to watch. I'd a lot rather watch these little kids as I had the senior high and college and all that.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, they're fun to watch. Street lights, we discussed this earlier. We had our police officers to ride around and look and at midnight at the night shift, because obviously they're out there, they're busy, they can do that. They come in with 86 street lights that were out that we've been paying for who knows how long. We've got all of those reported. Some of those are going to have some special work to them. Some of them are not. Also, we're adding some street lights on West Main Extended down past the high school where it's so dark, especially since that's going to be very busy when it starts in that highway. You'll probably see one light in the next few days. Hopefully you'll see one in the next few days. It's a light that's very bright, but we're only going to put the one out. We want to make sure when we put it out that it don't blind people. And if we don't put 6 of them out there, then all of a sudden they take all 6 of them out with the blinded folks. So I asked them if they put one up, they agreed to it, and they're going to put one up, and we'll see how that works. If it don't blind folks, we'll put more up down through there to get that lit up. Also, I want to let you know that I'll be on vacation the week of Christmas and return to the office on January the 2nd. With holidays that we are off, there's 3 days in there. That'll be a total of 5 days vacation that I'll be taking off. And on top of that, 2 of those days I've got doctor's appointments, so I'll be out most of those days anyway, so I just really take vacation those days. And with that being said, I want to wish all of you and the citizens of Trumann a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and may God bless Trumann in 2025. All right, do we have any open public comments? Nobody's here to talk, so do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
I'll second.
Yes, I can.
Candace, thank you.